Hi, my name is Jennifer Campbell, and I'm a co-facilitator of the Online Instructor Certification Workshop at Tulsa Community College. The nature of online courses changes the strategies that you need to communicate with students. There's lots of tools available to help you communicate with students in your online class. This presentation will provide tips to engage your students. Let your students know when you'll post or email important information in your class. Advise students how often they need to log into the Blackboard site to be successful. In this workshop, we posted an announcement every Monday morning at 7 a.m. and also sent an email with a weekly overview. In Blackboard, you can time release your announcements. You can write the announcement at one time, but then using the announcement options, you can set the display date for a later time. In this workshop, you saw that in addition to your regular announcements, we did post additional announcements throughout the week. You didn't know when these announcements were going to be posted. You were advised in your syllabus that you should log into the course site several times a week. Depending on the sensitivity of the announcement that was posted during the week, we may or may not have emailed the additional announcements. State your timeline for responding to email. Some instructors respond to email within 24 hours. Others do not reply as frequently. In the online environment, it's probably most important to let students know how long they'll have to wait for a response. When setting your response time, keep in mind that students may need a response from you to move forward with their course materials. Distance learning feels it's reasonable for an instructor in an 8-week class to respond within 24 hours, and an instructor in a 16-week to respond within 48 hours. It's helpful to let students know if there's certain times during the day that you typically respond to email. If you don't work on weekends, this is okay, but you also need to communicate this to your students. If you're going to be away from your email for an extended amount of time and won't be able to respond as you usually do, it's helpful to let students know this. The same guidelines that apply to announcements also apply to feedback. Let students know in the syllabus how long it will take you to review submitted assignments. Once your policy is printed in the syllabus, do your best to stick to the schedule. If you have to make an exception, which you most likely will at some point, communicate this. In this class, it was written into the syllabus that assignments would be returned with feedback within 48 hours after the posted due date. Make sure that you emphasize if you're going to grade after the due date, not after submission. Having a policy on grading sets the expectations and reduces student questions about if you've received work and how long it'll be before you review the work. Online students do not have the benefit of receiving general feedback the way students in a face-to-face class do. Make sure you're providing students feedback in a timely manner so they can progress according to the class schedule. In this class, you got an announcement on the first day of class that told you where your materials could be found in the course. The course menu was customized in an attempt to help you find the course content and the course tools. Navigational instructions made the organization of the course easy to understand. You were directed to the Start Here area of the course where you were directed to an orientation. You watched a video, looked at the syllabus, and then took an orientation quiz. In the orientation quiz, you were directed with how to proceed through the rest of the content. These activities were created to help you as the student get familiar with the structure of the course site. It's helpful to take a look at your course the same way that a student would take a look at it. You can decide if your students have adequate directions to get started in the course and to progress through it. Introductions are very important to some students when building a learner community and can open the communication pathways. Other students don't seem to need that type of personalization, but we do want to target all learning styles. In this class, the brief instructor introductions are available in the faculty information area of the course. And then more detailed introductions were available on the class blog. The question was asked, how much information should I share about myself personally? This is up to you. As a guideline I use with my students is I tell them not to share anything that they wouldn't share if they were standing up and introducing themselves in a face-to-face class. If you feel uncomfortable sharing personal information, you might try sharing information about your teaching experience, your professional experience, your knowledge of the subject matter, and what you like teaching about the course that you're teaching. It's helpful to define your technology requirements up front. It's very aggravating to a student to enroll and pay in a course just to find out that they don't have the right type of software and they're going to have difficulty getting it. All the technology requirements should be stated at the beginning of the course. Distance learning does provide minimal technology requirements on the online orientation page, and you can refer students to the orientation, but you should review it carefully yourself to make sure that all the requirements in your course are covered by that orientation. If they're not, you need to add the additional requirements to your syllabus. Clear communication leads to a better student learning experience and allows you as the instructor more time to teach and grade, as your students will have fewer questions pertaining to navigation. Thanks for listening.